There's nothing that says the minister can't say a man.
It's not in the Constitution.
Program Director, the Director General, Minister Didiza, MEC Shiba, MEC Mukwena, the HODs from different provinces, all senior officials, the CEOs, all of them mentioned here, and just uqalisa tu ukuthi bani baninzi abantu bebizwa ngumntu. But most importantly, our VVIPs, abantu bento usingaye. Let me take this opportunity on behalf of our department and of course the South African government to greet you today on the 24th of May. I'm sure you can appreciate I'm deliberating starting with that song. Yeah. It is so relevant to what we are about today. One may ask, why the song when we are in charge? Only those outside of here can ask that question. You and us have experienced, even to this day, the resistance from some to give you what rightfully belongs to you. It is my singular honor, therefore, to be standing in front of you today to celebrate the culmination of a journey of centuries for our people to have their dignity restored back to them. As we celebrate these 30 years, it is proper that we do so on a high note by addressing the original sin. Eyona nto yenza ingxaki ukuthathwa nokuxuthwa komhlaba wethu ngolunya. We are gathered here on the 24th of May to fulfill an historic mission. Today is a gigantic step on the way to restore that dignity to our people. Today, our department is inflicting a hard-hitting blow on this original sin. This original sin is the dispossession of the land by white settlers centuries ago. And as the DG has indicated, when Ubabu Nelson Mandela rose at the Union Buildings, one of the first things the democratic government did was to say the land question must be addressed. We might not be like others, shouting every day, but every day we are giving land back to people. Minister, just a few days ago, in the Western Cape, in an area called Glenadendal, I had to give a farm and instruments to a proud colored man called Klute. a beneficiary of our Plus project in 2007. Now Mr. Klute was receiving further implements to assist him to work the land. Further than that, this government had also in the premises of Mr. Klute now built new houses for farm workers. Now, and so we're standing proud. We're saying we have gone up and down, challenges, very many. We're facing those challenges, we're navigating them, but having challenges does not mean that we are not going forward. We actually acknowledge as the state that in the process of addressing the land matters, there are areas where there are serious problems. One such area is an area of competing rights in the same land. In the process of working, we have made mistakes. And such mistakes are like the mistake of giving people land or farms in areas that are bound for restitution. Like the Kapros matter, people of Mpumalanga will be familiar with. Those are matters that are very serious, but we have taken a decision that in spite of such challenges, we are going to be dealing with them too. We will not be able to allow our people if we had given you land and in that area, it is an area that has to be restituted. We are looking at such a matter. We are considering offering you alternative land that might not be less than what you have now. So we want you to understand it on record that what is happening today here might not be happening to you individual and personal. But please look at this. The fact that it is happening to others today, tomorrow it's going to come to you. Minister, today we were tasked by the Inter-Ministerial Committee headed by Deputy President Mashatile. And there are officials from those departments gathered with us here. The concern of our democratic government was we might have provided people with these leases. In the process of trying to give people back their land, maybe the time has come for us to sit back and say, even these leases are not enough. This was the directive of the IMC. If you walk into a bank, uzofuna imali for usebenza, uthi mawukhupilisa ukuthi hayi kodwa siyalibona igama ayingubulwe kaRhulumente lethu. So we felt that after the IMC directed our minister that this matter must be dealt with, The second one would be issues of tenure. So today, it is one step in trying to give you what rightfully belongs to you. When you enter here, you might have entered with no title deed. When you get out here, you must really walk as an owner. Basically, when you walk out here, you will be better than Minister Mcebisi and I. Because we stay in owned houses. Now you will go out here, Dr. Magala, and then please behave like an owner.
Yeah.
Please behave like an owner.
Yeah.
We might also be having more numbers here today if everybody had stuck to the principles and the rules. Because siyakunika kaloku. Kodwa ke nawe ufuna ukusinikele libelonga kuthi. Ungahlala efaka iminyaka yonke ungarenti. You know? When I just look around other people, you know. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when we were given this responsibility, we worked flat out with Minister Mcebisi. We visited all of you, every province. We actually split. When she was in KZN, I was in the Eastern Cape. When she was in the Northwest, I was in Mpumalanga. Because we wanted this task to be undertaken. We might have failed because in our view, we did not want to abdicate this, to delegate this responsibility to the servant administration. Asifuni kungena omnye minister athi hayi ndisazayifunda le nto unyaka the whole year ukuthi bebesithini kanye But I think it is very clear what needs to be done. It is the position of our government. Our people must get back their land. No two ways about it. The story of the land, ladies and gentlemen, is a very painful one, as you would appreciate. The story of the land is a very painful one. It started centuries ago, when, because of our kindness, we accepted those who said they were looking for some refreshment station. Some things never change.
Yeah.
I'm referring to this because some government in a new South Africa, 30 years after freedom, seems to be having intentions of becoming some country, though they are a province. Let me not mention names, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can say to you, this is where the people who were looking for a refreshment station landed. My goodness. I might be coming from that province. But because of our kindness, like it happens with us, then before things were so violent, umuntu mayifika kwakho ubumnika amanzi asele, umnika amahewu, inqondi or whatever, umnika isonka adle. If the person has no place to sleep, you offer that person a bed. And this is how our ancestors behaved. not knowing that those would be people who would take over our land and make us slaves in our own land. Take over our land, take over our cattle, take over everything. And this happened by brutal force, DG. And when we travel through the length and breadth of this country, you see anecdotes of this. Our kings tried their best. Whether it was Mushweshwe, Skukune, Mamata, Kungunyane, and all of them tried to defend their land. Coincidentally, Minister, this May month, it was though on the 12th of May in 1835, when King Yinsa was frog-marched, and a colonel called George, I think Sosi or something, under the command of Harry Smith, shot King Yinsa and Tloko. They were not satisfied only with just killing him. This is the story of how the land was taken away from us. At a young age of 45, he was killed. And all these were meant to silence us, to say, if you speak, we will teach you a lesson. All these were meant to make sure that we do not fight for what belongs to us. And so is the story of Adam Kok. And you know, when you come to this, because they thought that we would sit down and give up. I am reminded of a poem, I forget the man's name. It's Malay something. But he says, you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still I will rise.
Maya Angelo.
Maya Angelo. That's what I like. They help us. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still like air I will rise. They might have killed Yinsa. They might have killed all of them. But here we are. We have risen. And in 1906, King Bambata said, when they were killing, he said, the coming generations, MEC, are not going to fight with a spear against your firepower. They'll meet the firepower with firepower.
Yes.
And of course, 55 years later, in 1961, the real Umkhonto wesizwe was established. And this is what has explained everything. You know? So, ladies and gentlemen, I have mixed feelings.
Yeah.
Very, very sad that we might not have completed, but very proud of the work that we have done under your stewardship, Minister Titi's. And you know, I want to say to the farmers gathered here, our government, and they too, Nama Farm, should not be apologetic in asking your government to actively support you against the rich and powerful.
Yeah.
You know, President Mwalimu Nyerere says the rules might be the same in boxing, but you cannot put a heavyweight with a flyweight in the same ring. That's murder. You can't put an Oppenheimer with a Madala in the same ring. The role of government, of the state, is to make sure that we support the weak, for the weak to rise to the level of the powerful. Then they can compete. And let me sit down. You know, I can. Minister Mcebisi says this all the time. Let me sit down, but we have reached a stage where we are today giving. You know, we walked, Minister. We went to other countries. I was seeing Magazi, we were walking up and down here. We went to other countries to look at what have they done in navigating the challenge that we have today. And we came back, drew up a report, put it in government. And there is no doubt that this government is doing what no one else would have been able to do. Making sure that today is better than yesterday, and tomorrow will even be better than today.
Yes, sir.
We want our people to have land so that they can be able to do business, so that they can be able to mine, to farm, even for human settlements. The land for animals to be able to graze. We even want land to be able for our people to practice their cultural rights. As I sit down, I want to say, DG, the choice of the date is quite telling. The 24th of May. On the 25th of May in 1963, the Organization of African Unity was formed, which is now the AU. And I can tell you, our forefathers, wherever they are today, looking at all of us gathered here, they are smiling, proudly uttering these noble words. Togo, well done, dear daughter of the soil.